Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Janet Wright. I'm a reader and energy healer and teacher. And this is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 120 people in 11 different countries. And I speak out loud as I heal, so you could use it as a walkthrough, so that even if you're not one of the people I'm healing, you could heal yourself as you watch by doing what I'm explaining. And the theme, this is the first of a set of 3 healings that I'll be doing. Today is October 1st, 2021. And so the healings are on October 1st, 3rd, and 5th, so Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. And the theme is productivity, getting stuff done. It's the kid-friendly version of the title. So I'm gonna check to see if people can see and hear me okay. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for my confirmations, that's great. Appreciate it. Yeah, so if you want to keep saying hi, that's fine. You could say where you're viewing from, where you're located if you want, that's fine. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the theme. Of course, in this healing, what we do is a lot of fundamental work, and then we do theme-related work as well. The fundamental work we do is to get you much more present and flowing, so that the theme-related work is more effective. Because if you're not that present, you're not that safe, you're not that repaired and whole, the theme work it doesn't do much. So productivity. What I was thinking about that is, obviously you want to be productive, right? As productive as possible. So that, say if you're gonna do 4 hours of work, you have a lot to show for it, right? You made a lot of progress with what you needed to do. So there's that, and we want to be able to improve that. But I think too, what will help with that in the long run is self-awareness about your productivity, and also being able to enjoy the experience. Like, not like it's a huge party, but life is a journey, and you're supposed to be able to enjoy this journey, right? And so if all you're thinking is, oh my God, I have to get all this done, you may think, well, it's just this one time that I have to be so focused that it doesn't matter if I enjoy it. But really, a lot of life is like that you could just focus on, I gotta get it done, and then you're not really enjoying. So let's also clear energy out of the way so that you can enjoy yourself more as you are trying to be productive. And I think that supports the goal of being productive, because if you're suffering, that means you're out of balance and you're partially stuck and partially oppressed. And so that's harming your productivity even, So the whole suffer and get it done thing probably in the end doesn't make you as productive as you could be. How about that? No points for suffering. So and the self-awareness too, I think, is interesting. What I mean by that is like a non-judgmental clarity about what is affecting your productivity. Like, maybe not in that very moment. Like, say you have 2 hours to get a lot done, and it turns out at the end of those 2 hours you didn't get a lot done. Maybe at that moment you're not sure, like, what was wrong with me today? But hopefully over time, you have that, like, a reflective kind of mindset about it, that you want to learn from your experiences. Quick personal story. I have progressed in that part, definitely. Not necessarily in the effectiveness of my productivity in the last, say 8 months or so, but definitely in the self-awareness category. Like, I'll just, And probably the enjoyment category. Like, it doesn't bother me as much if I'm not productive. Like, it used to just really just rack my soul. You know, I feel really bad about it. And it doesn't make you more productive if you feel bad that you're not productive, So, so I think that, if you don't beat yourself up, and then you are more reflective about it, you think about, well, what is it? Like, if you're not wasting the energy on judging yourself or just feeling bad or freaking out that you're not getting it done, then you can use that energy for some self-awareness and, to be nice to yourself, and that's going to help you fix your issues faster. So yeah, that's, so I'm grateful the angels pointed that out. So it's going to be the efficiency of your productive space. We want you to be effective and literally productive, but also self-aware and enjoying it. So that's the goal. As far as what techniques we're going to use today, beyond just all the fundamentals that we do, I don't know yet. It's going to be pretty spontaneous. I'm just going to, pause for a minute and look at a sample person and see what they really need, and that'll be the exercise that everybody needs. So that should be interesting. I probably do that at least half the time. The healings are very spontaneously created. So today's will be that way. After we get, the essential kind of foundational, get here, get healed, get repaired kind of stuff, get flowing. So yeah. Oh, geeky statistics about where everyone's from that I'll be healing, where everyone is currently. Of the 120 people that I'll be healing in 11 different countries, there are 14 kids, ages 1 through 17. Can you imagine? I would have loved to get a productivity healing when I was a kid. Because, you have all this homework you're supposed to do, or you're supposed to, be able to focus in school, or, do what your parents tell you to do. And sometimes it's pretty detailed. And if you're not, if your productivity energy, your mental focus, and all that is out of whack, it's, you can get in trouble and it's stressful. So, so that's wonderful that these kids are getting this, this triplet set. It's really neat. So hats off to their parents for for caring enough and making it happen. Okay, so of the 120 people, 92 are in the US, 9 are in Qatar, 6 are in the UK, 4 are in Canada, 3 are in Australia, 3 are in the United Arab Emirates, 2 are in South Korea, and 1 each in Spain, Belgium, Japan, and Senegal. So hello to everybody. Hi. A lot of the people I heal, they watch later as a video, but some of them do watch live, of course, as well. And of course, hello to all the people that I'm not healing, but are using this as a walkthrough. Hello. All right. So I'm gonna catch up on my little comments, and then we'll do our little 2 minutes of quiet, and then I'll get started with the healing. October, how about that? Still wrapping my brain around that it's October now. I went through the whole no, summer needs to last forever part that I always do every year, and I think I'm over that now, but I'm still kind of getting used to the October idea. Oh, I did want to mention before I start, after the Sunday healing in 2 days, I'll be doing a Q&A live stream after the healing, and a separate Q&A live stream, and that'll be open topic. So 1 question per person, whatever kind of energy related question you want. Oh, and I do have a separate channel, which I almost never mention, called Janet's Pineapple Time, which is like personal life stuff, not necessarily energy healing related. But it's personal life stuff that I want to share publicly. So far, I think there are only 2 videos. One of them is our cross country move that we did in 2016 from Chicago to Washington State, where we brought all our pets and everything all the way here. So there's a video on that my husband edited. That's very interesting. I think. I don't know if you think so. And then there's a little one with the previous dogs that we had from maybe 2017 or 2018 in the snow. It's a very cute little 2-minute video. But I'm going to film one this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be a live stream or an edited video that I put up. It might be an edited video that I put up because I can't live stream from that channel because I don't have enough subscribers. I can live stream from a desktop, but not from a cell phone with that channel. So we'll see. But if you want to subscribe to, if you want to know about that kind of stuff, just personal life, cute stuff, you're welcome to subscribe. But you have to look up that channel and then click subscribe. So that's Janet's Pineapple Time. But I'm getting a lot of plants this weekend for the front yard. And lots of different native plants that bees and butterflies like better, I guess, and some regular plants too, like flowering. They're all flowers mostly that I'm getting, but it's going to be a bunch, and so I want to film that and just talk about it. So that's a little bit like garden geeky or like front yard, just having a nice front yard kind of geeky stuff. So it's definitely not explicitly about chakras. But anyway, if you like that stuff, that's that channel, Janet's Pineapple Time. And if you subscribe and click the bell for notifications, then you'll be notified by YouTube whenever infrequently I do put something on that channel. Okay, enough of that. So good morning, can see and hear you. Thank you. Can see and hear. Thank you so much. We can see and hear you. Chicago. Hi from Portland. So glad I could join. Hi, love you. Thank you so much. I would have preferred that as a child over medication. Yes, energy healing. Yeah, wouldn't that have been nice? Yeah, it's comforting to know that some kids are getting energy healing as kids. That's a cool thought. Yay! Yes, indeed. Yay, indeed. All right, good. And I hope your autumn is good so far, everybody. Okay, and oh, I have a new way of drinking my tea now. Turns out I drink my tea a lot more. I'm better hydrated during the day if I keep it warm in here, keep it hot in here, but then I pour it into this adorable little, Japanese tea mug thingy. So I guess I like the ritual of it and the cuteness of it, and it's a past life thing. So you'll probably see me drink from this in the videos now. Okay, maybe I'll talk about my tea drinking preferences more on Janet's Pineapple Time. It'd be more appropriate there. All right, so now I'll be quiet for 2 minutes total, and then I'll start talking and explaining what I'm doing as a healer. The first minute, I've just finished my prep and say hi telepathically, non-verbally to the 120 people, so they're paying attention on a spirit level. And then the second minute of quiet, I'm starting the healing, so you'll see me, move my hands around, and I'm starting the healing, but I'm not talking. And then I'll start talking. So thanks for your patience during the 2 minutes of quiet, and you can do whatever you want, chill out, meditate, journal, have your tea, whatever. All right, thank you so much for waiting. So when you heal yourself, you can have a copy of what you are healing out in front of you. So you create with your intention, you don't have to see energy, a copy of your aura out in front of you, your grounding, which is your connection to the core of the earth, your physical body and your astral body, your energy body are inside of your auras. You actually have 17 auras, but they're pretty much in the same place, so you don't have to think about that too hard. And you're combing through with gold light that's generated from your hand chakras. You have one hand chakra in the palm of each hand and fingertip chakras in the tips of each fingers. So those chakras, they all have round openings, and so you just imagine relaxing those round openings so they're more open and they generate more energy, and you set the chakra themselves to the color gold, the metallic gold color, and that makes those chakras generate healing energy at that color, metallic gold. And that's a nice color to use to comb through everything. Helps you let go of stuck energy. So let's take care of grounding first. So go ahead, recreate your grounding, make it wide as your whole aura. So if you were to stretch out your arms, it'd be as wide as the heel of your wrist. And make your grounding red or orange or yellow. And keep it wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And bring it up high as your third chakra. So your sternum bone goes down, where your sternum bone ends, that's your third chakra. So grounding up that high. And then you imagine a mini copy of your grounding out in front of you so that you can comb through it and get rid of any blockages. Make sure it's flowing all the way down to the core of the earth. Make sure it stays wide all the way down to the core of the earth. You can get blocked up anywhere, especially in the back, especially at the bottom. And if you focus gold light wherever you have energy blocks, it melts away the blocks. It may take a minute, but it does. If you find anything that is not melting nicely in your grounding, you can just say, "Angels, can you please help me clear that?" And your angels will hear you and help you out. So this is grounding, unblocking, what we're doing right now. It's really important to have as strong and as fast a downward flow as possible in your grounding. It helps you to be very strong, very resilient, very robust. Helps you to handle stress really well. Other things factor into stress management as well, but grounding is probably the biggest. So if your grounding is doing weird things like moving around while you're trying to work on it, you could just have little invasive beings in there messing with you. You're a literally massive spirit, but there can be little spirits just bugging you as you're trying to meditate, so you don't want them around. So there are a bunch of different techniques to get rid of beings, and you don't have to see energy to use any of them. I think for starters, we could do one where you could call it like being ice cubes. And so you use your intention to freeze any beings that are near grounding. And then you just kind of gather them up like a bunch of ice cubes and go, "Angels, here you go." And do some more. Freeze a bunch with your intention. Gather them up. "Angels, here you go." Gold, collapsing gold nets is another one. You just make a giant gold net, like a cube of gold nets, and then you compress it in and collapse it in, and the net goes around the beings, and you just give all that to your angels. Angels, here you go. And keep breathing and relax as you do this, because clearing out beings is a shift, and you know, it's nice to just relax and not freak out. So just imagine the big box of gold nets around your grounding, collapse it in so it goes around the beings and traps them in there, and say, angels, here you go. And if you still notice some, you can say, angels, can you please recycle all the beings in my grounding? Which you could have done in the first place too, but I think sometimes it's nice to be, keep things interesting for yourself, you know, try different techniques. But any one of those techniques would be nice. Another one actually is vacuum boxes. We could do that. Make a whole bunch of, yeah, we could do vacuum boxes everywhere. So my goodness, we're doing all sorts of things, just for fun. So we froze them as ice cubes, and then we did collapsing gold nets, and then we just asked angels, and now we can do vacuum boxes. But let's do vacuum boxes everywhere, because that's pretty much just as easy, and it's nice and effective. So vacuum boxes are just temporary energy devices that you make with your intention. You don't have to be able to see energy yet. And you just make these three-dimensional boxes and put them all over, which I'll walk you through. And then you turn them on all at once with your remote control, and the boxes start sucking up all the invasive beings. And when the boxes are full, which is quick, then you say, angels, can you recycle all my boxes? And the angels get rid of everything that's in the boxes. So let's put vacuum boxes in and around your grounding, because that's really what we're focusing on right now. So a bunch of vacuum boxes in your grounding, and then around the outside of your grounding all the way down. And then around the outside of all of your auras, put vacuum boxes right up against the edges of your auras, in around your spine, in front of your spine, behind your spine of your physical body and your astral body. Just make a bunch of vacuum boxes above your head, above the top of your, well, we already did that, right above your head, right below your feet. How about that? A couple of vacuum boxes there. And then vacuum boxes in one more spot, which is on your spiritual path. So you imagine the road that's just for you, that represents what you're meant to learn and experience in this life, and there is a part of your spirit on that road, hopefully moving forward nicely, but you know, maybe not. And not always, not on some days, right? And so just put vacuum boxes all around yourself on that road, ahead of you especially, because you want to unblock the path forward, but also behind you and around you and above you, put vacuum boxes. Okay, so then now we did really the only work that there is to do with that, and you just turn them on all at once with your handy dandy remote control. And so that starts the vacuum boxes sucking up energy that's not you. So invasive beings and people's energy too, just junk that that you're ready to release, can be sucked up by the vacuum boxes. And so you just wait for a sec, let the vacuum boxes do their work, let them fill up. It'll take maybe like 30 seconds. And then you just say, angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? And then you can just comb through everywhere to see how that feels afterwards. Okay, and then let's do indie grounding. So indie stands for independent, and it just means that you check out the outer surface of your grounding as it goes all the way down, and you melt away any attachments, any where it branches off. Your grounding branches off into someone else's grounding, their grounding branches off into yours, whatever. Right? Just melt all those away so your grounding goes straight down with no branch off parts. Just melt all those away. And if you sense there are people in your life saying, hey, what do you mean we should be together? Just, telepath them, meaning just use your nonverbal speech of your mind and just say, hey, go check your own grounding, go take a deep breath, go, if you take a deep breath, it'll help your body, help you center, help you have a better day. Go ask your angels about grounding. You may have to explain, hey, I need some breathing room. If you go check your grounding, it's going to help you have a better day. So that's more effective than just saying, hey, get out of my grounding, darn it. Because you don't want to further trigger people. People get triggered and they get invasive because they're triggered. So if you're just screaming at people to get out of your space, you're just triggering them even more. So they're more likely to be invasive, not less likely if you yell at them. So just try to convey something that's more productive and inspiring than that. Okay, so that's indie grounding. And that really helps having separateness from other people, having boundaries with other people, is if your grounding is separate from them. That's a big step. Okay, so that's indie grounding. So now I'm just gonna check out the aura for a sec. Yes, we better do aura repair, because there's so much cool work you can do with the aura, but if it's leaking energy, you better take care of that first. So so with aura repair, you can do the repairs of, you're looking for rips that start at the edge of your aura, and they can go in. You can have really most of the back half of your aura just gone, ripped out, or the top and the back, or there could just be smaller, holes and gashes in there. And if you can't yet see energy, then how do you do it? Well, you could imagine the rips and heal them repair them that way. You could also use a composite copy, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And so it's an option for you, where you make one image of a rip in your aura, and that represents all the rips in both of your regular auras. We'll do those first. So the two regular auras would be your physical body aura and your astral body aura. So you just imagine one rip that represents all the rips that you might have currently in both of those auras. And you want to and so that's the composite copy of your aura rips, and you want to get deep into that composite copy, get the gold light as deep as you can into there. So that it starts to clean out, because once it gets really cleaned out, then it'll start to repair and grow back. So we can also use sticky gold wax, because a lot of junk can build up in these rips, including little invasive beings, other people's energy, whatever. So just imagine gold light that sticks to the junk like wax, and sticky gold wax, and just fill the rip with the sticky gold wax, and then you're going to get out the junk and the wax at the same time. So just lift out the junk and the wax. Angels, here you go. Right? More sticky gold wax in the rip. Lift out the junk and the wax all at once. Angels, here you go. And now you can get better contact, most likely, with the ripped part. And just use as much gold light as you need so that it can grow back and repair itself fully. And then you can get scarring that's left over, like a hard, bumpy, crusty thing at the edge of the aura where it had been damaged. So you can just imagine a composite of any scarring that you have in your 2 regular auras and surround the scarring in gold light and melt it away. Aura scarring, you know, some people mistakenly think that if you have something hard that's like a shield and that's a positive thing, but it's not true. On an energy level, hard things are a weakness. Hard things tear and damage more easily than if something is very flowing. If something is very flowing, it's strong. If it's, you know, scarred up, if something hits it, it's going to tear really easily. So melt away the scarring with lots of gold light. Flow is what makes you feel better, having your energy flowing. It's kind of like you're a fish, and so fish swim well through water, right? They don't swim well through solid rock. So we are melting aura scarring in your 2 regular auras by using a composite. Just one bunch of scarring to represent all the scarring that you might have in the edges of your regular auras. All right. And let's do sticky gold wax just with the 2 regular auras. So sticky gold wax around the outer surface, especially because we want to get rid of any hard objects that are stuck in the outer surface of your aura, because that also, since it's hard, is going to mess with your surface tension and your strength of your aura. So just sticky gold wax around the outside, and the wax sticks to any hard objects, and then sticky gold wax throughout both of your regular auras, throughout your physical body, throughout your astral body, throughout your physical body grounding, your astral body grounding, all the major and minor chakras, sticky gold wax throughout all those. And so this wax can stick to anything that you're ready to release. So invasive beings, energy blocks, hard pieces of energy, other people's energy, all that stuff. All right. And what we're going to do is leave the copy of you in place and move out the wax and the junk, right? All at once. So move the wax and the junk to the side, and you can bunch it up, make it smaller if you want, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So let's do that again. It'll be faster because I'm not going to explain it again. So sticky gold wax through the whole thing, both auras and all that junk. And I just have the wax stick to the junk, and then move the wax to the side with the junk. Angels, here you go. Okay, so then just a little bit extra repair around the edges of these regular auras, just because if you remove the hard objects, then you might have a little puncture hole there. So just extra gold light around the outer surface of those 2 regular auras. And double check your grounding again, because as you release things, you can things can block up, and so you just want to keep unblocking your grounding. All right, so that's aura repair, sort of an extra level of it to get the energy seal at the edge of the auras, because we removed the hard objects and then we did that extra repair that gets you the energy seal. So that's a sort of a more deluxe version of aura repair of your 2 regular auras. So then we'll do aura repair of the 15 Wei Qi auras. Why do we do that? The 15 extra auras that you have as a spirit, they help you with strong energy boundaries. So it makes it harder for people to mess with you, basically. So say someone's pissed at you, they keep throwing little daggers at you on an energy level, you know, hard objects. A lot fewer of them will make it into your energy field if your Wei Qi auras are nice and strong and repaired. So that's good. So it's the same process. So you just imagine the 15 Wei Qi auras that you have out in front of you, a copy of them, you know, and they can have a lot of rips in them. They can have hard objects stuck in them, even, you know, little invasive beings in them too, just like your regular auras. So first we'll just repair the leaks, right? The damage to these 15 Wei Qi auras to the extent that's healthy and gentle, because you could have so much damage that it's better to do it over a few days. So we'll just imagine a composite copy of that. So it looks like one rip, but it represents all the rips in your Wei Qi auras that are good to repair right now, healthy and gentle to repair right now. Okay, so one composite copy rip for all your Wei Qi auras that's good to repair right now, and just the same process. Gold light deep in there, and then sticky gold wax in this rip. Just fill it up with the wax so that the wax sticks to all the junk, the beings and the people's energy and whatever. And just remove the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. And get that gold light really deep in there. And we'll do the sticky wax again. So sticky gold wax in there. Have it stick to all the junk that you need to remove. And remove the wax and junk. Angels, here you go. And get that gold light really deep in there into this rip. Again, this is the composite. So it looks like one rip, but it represents all the Wei Qi aura rips that are healthy and gentle to repair right now for you. And if you just get a lot of gold light there, just keep doing it. It's going to grow back and heal up. And then just make a composite of all this aura scarring. Hard, bumpy stuff at the edge of any of your Wei Qi auras. That's good to repair right now, and just surround the scarring in gold light until it melts away. And if you're healing yourself, you may be able to blow up your aura scarring. All right. And then let's do sticky gold wax through your everything. So through all, we'll do sticky gold wax for all 17 auras all at once. So around the edges, certainly, especially, of your 15 Wei Qi auras, and then the other two, so just, you know, around the edges of all your auras, sticky gold wax. And then within your 17 auras, just sticky gold wax everywhere. It's gonna cling to anything you're ready to get rid of, so beings, hard objects, people's energy, yada, 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 yada. So put it especially around all your chakras, all your major chakras along your spine. Put that sticky gold wax there. And all in your body, all your physical body systems, your astral body, your physical body grounding, your astral body grounding. That's your everything. Put it all around your everything. On the outside of your groundings. Okay, and so we're gonna keep the copy of your everything in place and move to the side the junk and the wax, right? The wax is gonna stick to the junk. So move to the side the wax and the junk, and then hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right, one more time. Sticky gold wax through your everything. Let it stick to anything that you need to release right now. Get it all around your major chakras, along your spine, and your body systems, your groundings, everything. And then move the wax to the side with the junk, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, and then just a little bit extra repair around the edges of those 15 Wei Qi auras, because you may have removed some hard objects, and then so now you need to do a little extra repair. So gold light around the outer surface of your Wei Qi auras, and get it in any little puncture holes so they heal up. And check your grounding again. Oh, and redo your gold buffer zones. So gold energy aura buffer zones, that's a whole 18-minute video that teaches that. So I never bother teaching it in other places. So there is an 18-minute video. If you search Janet Wright gold buffer zones, you'll find it. I also link it under every big live stream. So anyway, if you don't know how to create your gold buffer zones yet, just say, angels, help me make my gold buffers. They're big gold force fields that you attach to the edge of both your regular auras, and they help to slow the rate of aura damage if you recreate them enough. Let's unblock just a whole bunch of places in the aura, but above the top of the aura too. Because I noticed there's a lot of, if you're bringing new energy of yours that you say made on the astral with your angels in your sleep, you bring it through the top of your aura into the top of your head, downward. But if you have blocked energy up there, then it just gets more compressed. As you're trying to bring in new energy, you kind of form these really hard compressed places because of the downward force of the positive new energy you're trying to bring in. It just sort of bunches together all these energy blocks. So just imagine the top of your head, like say, right here for Akudal, right? So we're going to be combing through this whole space in the aura, but also above the top of the aura, just to melt away any energy blocks in the way. So above the top of the aura, so you imagine this is the top of your aura, say. You don't have to put your hand there, it's just for me to show you. But just imagine maybe like stacks of books or stacks of bricks. So imagine the energy blocks that are in the way there. And they can feel pretty overwhelming, these energy blocks above your head and above the top of your aura. But you just imagine the gold light melting them away. So again, above the top of your aura, just imagine the blocked energy there and melt it away with gold light. Whew. And then above the top of your head, just comb upward or downward, however you want in that space. Just melt away any hardness. Let's do some creative ring repair and unblocking. That's also, above the top of the head. Creative rings, 3 gold creative rings. You have 1, 2, 3, and they're above your astral body head, so they come and go with you. If you go to sleep, your creative rings go with you to the astral. You come back, they come back with you. It's a part of you as a spirit. So just imagine a copy of 3 gold creative rings out in front of you, and they can be broken or shattered, or they can just have a lot of blocked energy around them or inside of them. So just first, I guess, repair would be, you think of the rings themselves, the gold rings, and you make sure there's no broken parts. And then just regular unblocking, just comb through the inner part of those rings and the around them and through them, and just melt away any hardness. This also is a place where if you have blocks here, it can feel very overwhelming. So we don't want that. If your creative rings are repaired and unblocked, it's really nice. It's an extra source of energy. Comes down, helps keep your chakras unblocked, helps inspire you. That's probably why they're named creative rings. So very relevant for productivity. You know how like, you know, you might realize a way to accomplish something more easily or more efficiently that you didn't realize before. That's sort of a big thing for me. It's like finally I'll realize like, oh, I could have been doing it that way this entire time. That is twice as easy, isn't it? Yeah. So that sort of, you know, even in like cartoons, I think that they might show like a light bulb above the head when you get an idea. That's your creative ring area that could be in large part responsible for your good idea, you know, if your creative rings are functioning properly. So part of that self-awareness that we're looking for with the productivity is from creative rings. So just keep healing your creative rings, melt away anything in the way of your self-awareness, of your creativity, so you can realize easier, more efficient ways to work. So there's an expression, backseat driver, where you can have somebody in your life, and stereotypically that might be your mother, somebody who feels like they know better than you do, what decisions you should make, and you know how you should live your life. Sometimes it's an overbearing spouse, or older sibling or something. And one spot that a person like that who's trying to be controlling, maybe they mean well, but their intent is to drive your car for you, right? To control you. They could be in your creative rings. So just imagine your creative rings and just imagine, who's here trying to drive my car for me? Who's here trying to affect my decision making? And just notice that. Maybe it's someone from your genetic family, or your, you know, your relationship, or a friend, or a neighbor, and just you could talk to them and just say, hey, go check your body, go ask your angels to help you with stress, you know, and just inspire these people out. Or you could just, if that doesn't work, just, you know, surround them in sticky gold wax and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So surround all those people in sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. It's just gold light. It's not really going to hurt them. Surround those backseat drivers in gold, sticky gold wax, and then give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So that's clearing backseat drivers out of your creative ring area. I'm taking notes because later within a day there'll be a detailed healing summary in the comment section with timestamp links so that you could go to a specific part if you wish. So we cleared backseat drivers out of your creative ring area with sticky gold wax. also be invasive beings, can be that way as well. Invasive beings, you know, and again, you're giant, so it's kind of like an elephant and like a little grain of sand, you know, or something, an elephant and like a little ant. You're the elephant. But an invasive being might, you know, be motivated, like want you to stay in fear so that you're not so present. So the invasive being gets to stay there. Or invasive being might want you to, you know, comfort eat too much because then you feel ashamed and you pop out. Or drink too much. Or, you know, stay on Facebook too long. Or at all. So one more time, just imagine your creative rings and put sticky gold wax and have the sticky gold wax stick to any backseat drivers. If they're invasive beings, if they're people, it doesn't matter. Just stick the wax to any invasive beings or people or any backseat driver energy, and just remove the wax with those beings and people. Angels, here you go. One more time. Wax this whole area with sticky gold wax, your creative rings, and your 7th chakra. You can get the top of your 7th chakra while you're there, because the creative rings are right above the top of the 7th chakra, the round opening. So imagine the round opening of your 7th chakra and your creative rings, and just wax the whole thing. So you get rid of beings and people, and just lift out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. And you can even say, you know, I deserve to make my own decisions. I want to make my own decisions. I deserve to be in charge of my life. And, you know, the kids that I'm giving the healing to, yes, their parents make a lot of the decisions for them. However, if the parents are in the creative rings and in the 7th chakra, that's not healthy parenting. Technically, it stunts the thought process of the child, so that they could they don't develop normal confidence and normal reasoning skills. So so it is a unique situation as a parent. Ideally, you know, the parent makes a lot of guidelines and stuff for the child, but what I would say is try to give your child some areas where they get to decide. You know, you lay out the parameters, like, okay, we're going to color now. Do you want to color on the blue paper or on the white paper? And you give them that choice, you know, so there's always a choice that they have. Well, maybe not always, but a lot of times. So then they get that practice of like, I'm making decisions, even though you're laying out the safe parameters. Like, it's not like, oh, we're going to do anything you want, including playing with knives and jumping in traffic. No, you know, you give them choices that are safe, that you have decided upon, but you stay out of this area for them so that they can practice and get a stronger sense of their identity, their confidence, their own empowerment, so then they're ready to be healthy adults when the time comes. That's the ideal. But you may not have had a parent like that, so you could still clear it all out. It's never too late to be empowered and healthy in this area of your energy field. So that was a little parenting speech. Parenting / never too late. All right, never too late to be a healthy adult, even if your childhood wasn't all that healthy. That's okay. So I'm just gonna check out the aura a little more. So just, you could comb through your aura and just notice what you notice. Maybe there's some parts that flow really well, some parts that are kind of jammed up. And you can just use gold light wherever you notice that you need it. I'm noticing like first layer in the front is kind of blocked. So like if you're seated, it's kind of like like there's just this heavy thing lying here, you know, it's just a bunch of energy blocks in the first layer. So I'm just gonna work on melting that away with gold light. First layer of the aura is really useful. It helps the first chakra, works together with the first chakra at the base of the spine, which helps with courage and safety and abundance. All right. Let's do a little bit with good karma windows. So I tend to abbreviate those as GKW for short in my notes, good karma windows. So good karma windows is this area in the back of the aura. There's a window in each aura layer back here, so 7 of them, and it's like behind the base of your skull, basically the back of your 5th chakra, the base of your skull, this area, straight back. And there are these triple frame windows, and they're the color of your energy in that aura layer. So if you use the rainbow system for your chakras, which I would suggest, it tends to work well, then you set your first chakra to red, second chakra to orange, third chakra to yellow, fourth chakra to green, fifth chakra to a light blue, sixth chakra to a deeper blue, like cobalt, and seventh chakra in the top of your head to any shade of purple that you want. So anyway, that means the windows back here are that way too. Red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. If you wanted a 2-page chakra handout with colors and locations of chakras and what each one does for you, I have that. I can email it to you for free. Just email me janet@janetwrightreadings.com and ask for the free 2-page chakra handout. So janet@janetwrightreadings.com. Free 2-page chakra handout. Okay, so anyway, imagine all those windows, the 7 windows, and just do, you can ground them all with red earth energy for now, and then sticky gold wax the whole mess of them. And you want to have the wax stick to any hard objects that could be around those, could be stuck in those good karma windows, and also the wax can stick to any beings in this area. And just lift it all out at once, the wax and the junk. And go, angels, here you go. We're gonna do that one more time. So imagine all your good karma windows. Again, that's back here behind the base of your skull. Sticky gold wax, the whole bunch of them, to get rid of hard objects and beings and people's energy. Sticky gold wax, all that. And then we're gonna lift the wax and the junk. Lift the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Now to repair, now that you got the junk out of the way, you can repair just with gold light. And if you're doing repair on somebody else, say as a pro healer, or if you're like an intermediate or advanced healer and you're healing your kid and you're healing this area, then I would say don't recreate the good karma windows, just use gold light and they'll repair. But if you're healing yourself, you could just destroy the old good karma windows and make new ones, just with your intention. Just make new good karma windows and just say, angels, can you check my windows back here, make sure I did a good job. Definitely say, angels, can you check my work back here, make sure I did a good job. But when in doubt, just gold light's fine too. Gold light, if you use it enough, will repair all the damage. The windows can be like shattered and partially broken. We don't want that. Like the frames of them can be broken, and also the inner translucent little energy can be broken too. So we don't want that. If they're properly healed and they work well, then it only lets in good karma energy from the universe for you. or end energy from like a small amount of energy from like the moon and the stars and stuff. So it's kind of like uplifting and nice and not overwhelming if they're properly repaired and healed. If they're not, if they're all messed up, then it's sort of like aura damage in a different way. And so a lot of junk can get through and mess with your focus and your upper chakras, and it can feel overwhelming. So we don't want that, right? So just repair this area, the good karma window area, and unblock it too. If you already recreated it, you don't need to repair more, but just imagine any energy blocks in the area and just melt them away. These energy blocks could absolutely be making productivity not so fun and not so productive. So just imagine any blocks around your good karma windows that are messing with productivity, lift up the blocks. If you're healing yourself, you can blow them up. If you're healing someone else, just give them to angels. Angels, here you go. Or melt them with gold light. So lift up the blocks. Angels, here you go. Lift up the blocks. Angels, here you go. All right. So that was the good karma windows area behind the base of your skull in the back of your aura. So we did a lot of wax. We did repair and unblocking. Mostly with wax, but also just lifting up the energy blocks and giving them to angels. We haven't worked good karma windows in a while, explicitly. So helps with energy safety. It's nice. So another thing that can help with energy safety is checking out to see if you have any agreements, unhealthy agreements with invasive beings. And you're thinking, why on earth would I have an agreement with an invasive being? That sounds nuts. Well, let's, you know, it's obviously from a time in your life when you weren't really considering the, you know, properly. And, you know, some being kind of tricked you probably, you know. So for example, say you didn't like gym class when you had to go running in gym class because you weren't good at it. And some being on a subconscious level said, oh, I can make you a good runner. If you know, let me be in your space, I'll make you a much better runner. And so silly, uninformed kid subconscious part of you said, yeah, okay. Except that being didn't make you a better runner, and it's just making you overeat now. Totally sucks. So you don't have to be conscious of all these beings. You don't have to see energy to get rid of these agreements. Okay? So you just imagine any unhealthy agreements that you have with beings. So your angels, you already have healthy agreements with them, so it's not that. But just any unhealthy agreements that you have with any beings, and just put those out in front of you, the agreements. So the agreements could look like pieces of paper, rocks, twigs, sticks, whatever you want to, you know, a visual representation of all these unhealthy agreements with beings. And they could be even from past lives, because unless you end the agreement, it keeps going. So line up all your unhealthy agreements with beings, and we could also make another pile, unhealthy agreements with people, right? And line all those up too. And especially, of course, make sure you put in your piles any unhealthy agreements that are messing with your productivity, okay? And so you can have, if you want, 2 separate piles, unhealthy agreements with beings, unhealthy agreements with people, and then now we're gonna melt them all the same way. Gold light, lots of gold light. Gold light, gold light, gold light. Just melt away the agreements. Or let the agreements be updated. I mean, with the beings, there's no point in keeping those agreements. But maybe a couple of the people, you know, there might be a shift that you can make to the agreement. So just say, angels, help me do this. And just use gold light. Take a deep breath, stay here. So what are you doing? You're melting away agreements that you have that are unhealthy for you. All right, and if you have any leftover agreements, just say, angels, help me with these. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. All right, so what was that? That was agreements with unhealthy agreements. With beings and with people. We melted them, got rid of them, and we asked angels for help with that. I'm gonna check a sample person that the angels are picking, so I'll be quiet for a minute. Let me fix my camera though first. I think that fixed it, yeah. All right, so I'll be quiet for a minute while I take a look at somebody. Okay, so I'm going to comb through grounding as I explain this. So I'm kind of multitasking, in part to save time, and in part because every time I talk about invasive beings, I think it can be a little spooky for people. And so if you're working your grounding at the same time, then that makes it not spooky, because your grounding always makes you more clear and present and feel safe. So you can just imagine a copy of your grounding out in front of you and comb through it as I'm talking. So as I said, you're a giant being, right? And so any invasive beings that you're having trouble with are way smaller than you. And of course your angels are giant too, so you're fine, right? But it's good to get rid of these little guys because they get annoying. So you can have invasive beings wrapped around your chakras, a little bit like they're braided around the chakras. So like your major chakras are along your spine, and so they're like round open cylinders along your spine, right? Seventh is like this, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are like this. And so the beings can be like wrapped, braided around them. And that's not cool, right? But the more present you get, the easier it is to clear them out. And then there are way less of them there. And that's good because then you have less interference in your day. So we can specifically look for the ones that are like braided around. And there's a reason why the angels didn't have me do this at the start of the healing, because it's really good to get pretty rooted beforehand. And we already cleared unhealthy agreements with beings. So that's good, because any of these guys braided around your chakras, you don't have an agreement with, so it should be easier to get rid of them. So just imagine your chakras, the round open cylinders of your major chakras, and any energy that's braided around them. There could be energy blocks too, which are just inanimate blocked energy. And so if you remove some of that, obviously that's perfect. But we're specifically focused on the beings, just because the beings can just be so silly and get in the way, you know, so we don't want that. So just imagine any beings that are like braided around your major chakras. And don't like have a big conversation with them. Don't be like, oh, I need you to leave. I command you to leave. You know, because if they were respectful, they wouldn't be there in the first place. I mean, you're obviously clearing. You obviously don't want them there. So they're just playing games. They're being weird, you know. So don't have a big cup of tea with them in a chat, right? So there are several ways you can do it. You say, angels, can you help me remove these beings? Can you recycle these beings? You know, that could be enough. It could be that your angels just want you to be aware of them, and that's good enough. And then by asking your angels to recycle them, they'll do it. But it could be that your angels remove half, and then they're like, okay, well, why don't you do some too? You know. So if that's the case, then just freeze the ones that are there, braided around your chakras, And you can use sticky gold wax and stick the gold wax to these beings that are braided around your major chakras. And they might especially be wrapped around the ones that you're not usually present in. So for example, if you're usually present in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, then they may be more likely around 3, 2, and 1, because you're just, third is the, sort of the one that you're in, but you're not in these two. So maybe there's some here, but more here. So just any, so especially your lower chakras, just sticky gold wax, but all around. Because some of them can weave into a whole bunch at once. That gives them more leverage, but not really. If you know the game, it's easy, so you just sticky gold wax the whole thing, so you're like, I gotcha. Sticky gold wax, and then just remove them all at once. Angels, here you go. And you can say, angels, help me do this. Sticky gold wax them. Angels, help me remove these beings. Angels, here you go. And then just melt away energy blocks around your major chakras as well. The more you remove, blocked energy and beings around these major chakras, you should be aware that each one is kind of like a light bulb, of, rainbow colored light, whatever color that you wanted it to be. The energy flows in the round opening and then out the other, but it glows, and if it's not blocked up with energy, the whole thing just generates energy too, like all around it. But then there's, most of the energy is coming in one end out the other, but it also has a glow to it. So if you just unblock them to the extent that they all glow their respective rainbow colors. So just get rid of the caked on kind of energy around the chakras. And what you're doing is you're unblocking so that you can be there. So it's like your energy is now around all the chakras, not nobody else's energy. So the more you're there, the less room there is for invasive beings. So that's the whole point. The point is that you be there, you be present. The only reason beings are a problem is because they're in your way from being present. So just get them out of the way so that you can be there. So just be aware of your spine, major chakras along your spine, the energy flowing in and out of your chakras. We can do sticky gold wax around them all, especially the openings, and just let the wax stick to any blockages, and then split the wax in half. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Just remove the wax and the junk all at once. More sticky gold wax around all your major chakras. Split the wax in half. Give the wax with the junk to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Especially your lower chakras that you're not usually present in. If you're in all the 7 chakras, then just do them all equally, I guess. But use your intuition. Which chakra is explicitly for productivity? It's interesting because 3rd chakra is for taking action and time management, finishing projects, starting projects. But really, you need as many as you can get for productivity. That's why productivity is kind of this really interesting thing. Because it can be affected by all chakras. So that's why in this session, I don't even think I'm going to specifically work on just the 3rd, just because it's really using all of them at once, I think. So anyway, as far as what did we just do? Oh yeah, around the major chakras, we removed beings that were braided around the chakras, kind of. Accessing all the chakras or many of them at once. So beings that were braided around the chakras, we removed them with sticky wax, mostly. And then we just used wax on all the chakras, all the major chakras. Um, so you get your chakra glow. Check your grounding again. Just make sure the energy is flowing all the way down like a waterfall. Because waterfalls too, they can, like, the water can hit a rock and then it steams up. But with this kind of, your grounding, you want it to be a waterfall that doesn't have any rocks. It just goes all the way down. The water all reaches the core of the earth. So melt away any rocks in your grounding. So I'm going to look at a sample person again to figure out what we're doing next. So I will be quiet as I take a look. Okay, so thanks so much for waiting. Thanks for your patience. So I was looking at a sample person, and this sample person, it's like I was looking and they, considering what they want to accomplish with their productivity, there are 3 different projects. So it looked like 3 piles out in front of them. And there was one of the piles, a certain type of productivity, certain type of thing that they were trying to accomplish in their week, let's say, they could very easily do. And it was very typical that they could be productive in this one area of their life, this one type of work that they needed to get done. But the other 2 piles, they couldn't get done. And they consistently had a lot of problems getting these other 2 piles done. And it had to do with, in their energy blocks that they had in their 7th chakra, which is identity, confidence, and heart chakra. It was pretty much just 7th and 4th for them that they were blocked, but it could have been other places too. So we'll cover our bases and get any blocks. But this, it's like they had this sense of their own identity and their own self-worth that was a little blocked. And so it kind of didn't match their own sense of themselves to be able to easily do these other 2 projects. Consciously, they really wanted to accomplish these other 2 projects, but it was like there's always something in the way, and they don't understand what's in the way, but it's just chakra blockages that bar them from doing it. It's like impossible, right? So you clear the blockages so then it's possible. So you can just imagine out in front of you the different, productivity, make your piles out in front of you representing different tasks, and some of them you can put on one side that are easy for you to do. So maybe like an example, I'm really good at feeding my pets now. It used to be kind of overwhelming sometimes because they're just a bunch of drama queens, the 6 pets that we have. But now I'm like, I'm pretty cool with it. Even if they're freaking out, they're, you know, this unpredictability that they do, I'm pretty solid, right? So that's one of my productivity piles that I've got down, right? But then there are other piles that are productivity, other types of productivity that you want to accomplish that maybe are consistently too challenging for you or very challenging for you, right? And so the idea is you've already unblocked enough for these productivity piles that you're good at. So you can pat yourself on the back for that, right? There is some stuff that you can do properly and easily and well, very consistently. So good job, good job, good job, right? So now we need you to unblock extra for these challenging productivity projects, right? The ones that are like, oh gosh, I put them off to the last minute, or I you know, it's like suffering to try to get them done, right? So the idea is you're just blocked in chakras, in probably various chakras, and that's why it's so hard, right? So just imagine, you know, like a little AccuDoll version of you, right? And the blocks are in here for your productivity challenging projects, right? And so just move the blocks out. Have the blocks, you know, float and make the floating blocks move out. And then you can just blow up the floating blocks if you're doing it for yourself. Or you can, you know, have the blocks move out and then just set them on fire with gold fire and just melt them. Okay, and do it again. So you imagine the little AccuDoll copy of yourself, right? And all your major chakras are along your spine. So you just have your energy blocks making these productivity projects too challenging, right? Float the energy blocks, have them float out in front of you, out of your space. So these are all the energy blocks that are making your productivity projects too challenging. And either blow them up if you're doing it for yourself and that's fun for you, or just gold fire, gold water, and just melt them away. Melt away these energy blocks. It's essentially your productivity energy blocks that you're melting. You just take your time, wiggle your toes, breathe. It's okay. If you have any trouble, just say, angels help me clear these. Okay, so now go ahead and check your productivity piles and see if you have any extras that moved over to the easy pile now. Maybe some more of your productivity piles are on the easy, doable side than the challenging side now. But you may still have some on the challenging side. So let's see, what should we do for those? I mean, we could still keep on blocking the same way. That would be fine. I'm looking at a sample person. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, you know, when you try to float the energy blocks that are blocking you, but it doesn't work because other people are courting those energy blocks. So go ahead and just imagine a big pile of all your energy blocks, your productivity energy blocks, especially the ones that are hard to clear because everybody's courting them. And then just bring up red earth energy and soak the pile in gold fire and melt away cords going into this pile of your productivity energy blocks. Melt away all the cords. Like, say people know that you have trouble with your productivity, or you're late on a project and everybody's courting your energy blocks. So just melt away the cords and then melt away the energy blocks. Melt away your productivity energy blocks. And you can say, angels, help me do this. And if you still have some left over, just say, angels, help me with these. All right, so that was melting productivity energy blocks that other people are courting. And we made a pile. And then we melted the energy blocks. So now go ahead and look at your productivity piles and see how many more are on the easy side, and are there still some productivity piles that are on the challenging, very challenging side. And if you had some movement, that's good, and you could work this more, later when there are timestamp links, you can, go back up and work the I would say right before this, the blocks, we did the floating the blocks for your productivity piles. So all the productivity piles work. You could just go back up and redo the productivity piles where we were melting away energy blocks in the way of making the very challenging ones. So we just floated the blocks and melted them. And then we made the pile of the blocks that are being corded, so they're still not gone. And then we melted that. So you could keep redoing that and then check your productivity piles, see which are on the easy doable side now, see which are still on the very challenging side. Okay, but like I said, you may have done enough for today, and then you can do it on other days, because there is generally a healthy and gentle amount that you can do on one day. Sometimes if you do too much, it kind of turns your mind to mush a little bit, and then obviously that gets in the way of your productivity. So stick to the healthy, gentle amount. So I'm going to look at another sample person. So I'll be quiet for a minute as I do that. Okay, so you could have other people's energy in your space that is impacting your productivity. Like, someone might have said, well, I can do that for you. I can help you with that. And it could be that they accidentally jumped in your space and gave you a chunk of their energy saying, oh, I'll do that for you. And even though you said, no, it's okay, I got this, their energy is still in your space. So now you feel kind of blocked about doing the project and you're not doing it. And there could be all sorts of little situations in which that's the case. Like someone thinks you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, but you need to do it. And so their energy's in your space going, what are you doing? How could you do this? So like a good example is I have pets, right? We have 3 cats, 3 dogs. And for some reason, we've had 2 natural vets, actually 3 natural vets in a row that sometimes they're very helpful, and they suggest natural remedies that are effective and work, and that's really great. But other times they just don't like the regular, medicine or whatever solution that we're using, but they have no alternative at all. And so they tend to be very judgy about it and invasive. And so they'll leave a chunk of their energy going, that's going to kill your pet, when it's like really 1 in a million that it's going to kill my pet. And, they're not offering an alternative, So you may have, and so what that does practically speaking is if I'm trying to order more, of anything for my pet, that'll just be like in the way going, you're killing your pet. So you may have things like that from different people. I mean, even from a past life, just in the way, like other people's judgments, other people's, whatever, directives, you know, discouragement, whatever, other people's opinions in your space, blocking you up from just getting your stuff done. You know, you're killing your pet. All right, so so let's go ahead and get rid of that stuff. Yeah, you know what? This is specific. Let's do third chakra, third layer unblocking for this. I mean, we'll do everywhere, but I think third chakra has to do with taking action, and third layer, same thing. Third aura layer works with the third chakra, because the third chakra pulls in the energy from the front of your third layer, puts it out into the back of your third layer, it wraps around again. So third chakra, third layer, they work together, right? So you imagine your third chakra, the round open cylinder, round opening in the front, round opening in the back, right? And then you imagine your third layer all around you, and just imagine whatever judgy pieces of energy are from other people, or just whatever chunks for whatever reason. You know, maybe someone's like, you're amazing, you know, but it's like a big chunk that's blocking you up. So just melt away any big chunks from anybody, you know, whether they're hating on you, saying you're killing your pet when you're not, and they've no alternative, or, you know, whatever. Just melt all that away. Because third chakra is for taking action, finishing projects, starting projects, managing your time well, and having good sleep. So you should have zero room for other people's energy in here. Right? Because you deserve to enjoy your productivity, you deserve to have productivity, you deserve to sleep well, right? So just get all of this out. There is no room for peanut gallery commenters here. Just wash everybody out. Cold fire, cold water. Especially the bottom of your third layer, you want that to be very flowing. If it's too hard, then it's like messes with the releasing of the whole third layer. So break up any stagnant energy at the bottom of the third layer so that the whole layer releases properly. Again, any judgy, you know, kind of, or just even, you know, well-intentioned chunks from other people in your third layer. In the back, you might have a bunch, you know, people just being kind of secretive about their desire to influence you. That those are in the back. So just melt away anyone else's energy influencing your actions, your productivity, anything. And in the chakra itself, if you maintain your aura repair and you take good care of yourself, it's possible that someone could be right in the chakra, but it's easier for them to be in your aura than in the chakra itself. But it's really good to clear out your chakra. So third chakra, just melt away any blocks around the outside and then any blocks on the inside of your third chakra. And again, the shape is an open cylinder with round opening in the front, round opening in the back, and cylinder part, right? So people can get very judgy. You know, you're killing your pets. So lots of gold light. Melt that away. And people can cord the chakra in the front or the back or anywhere, any damaged place they can cord. So just lots of any blocked place or damaged place. So just melt away all the cords from other people going into your third chakra. And then we'll do all chakras and all aura layers just to play it safe in case there are other ways that people are influencing your productivity and your actions. So imagine all your major chakras in a row, up and down, and same thing, just wash away anybody's little judgy comments or, you know, even if they're trying to be helpful, any blobs of other people's energy. Same thing through all your aura layers, just wash out all the judgy comments and just melt away anybody else's energy impacting you. Well, anybody else's energy, period. because it would be impacting you if it's in your aura. So wash out all the little judgy opinions from other people. Or the well-intentioned little chunks of energy from other people. Just wash it all out so it doesn't block you up. And then make sure your grounding is nice and flowing. Comb through your grounding again. All right. So that was third layer and third chakra especially, but then all layers and all chakras. Just unblocking and melting away the judgy stuff. The judgy stuff, but then also the well-intentioned stuff too from others. That's in the way of your productivity. So I'm going to do one more sample person technique, and then we'll probably wrap up after that, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'll be quiet for a minute while I look at somebody. All right, so I was smiling because it just looks kind of funny when it's not happening to you and you see it happening to someone else. It just sort of looks cartoonish. So you can have your own energy flowing really well, which if you went along with this healing, you probably do have your energy flowing really well. By the way, the only thing we haven't done is chakra repair. So if you may need chakra repair, then you could just say, let's all say it just to make sure. Angels, can you please repair my chakras? And then just let your angels repair your chakras. Just say, I'm going to let my angels repair my chakras. I do have an 11-minute video where you can repair your chakras yourself, but we're just not going to do that today in the interest of saving time. All right. Although we did do a lot of unblocking, but if your chakra needs repair, it means it's like cracked or shattered, which is a big deal. All right. So I just want to make sure that was said. But okay, your spiritual path. Your spiritual path is another place that someone can derail your productivity. So they could get in your chakras or your aura, block you up that way, which we've already covered and cleared pretty thoroughly. And your grounding. They could be affecting your grounding, but we've cleared that a million times in this healing so far. So your spiritual path is another place that, and I was looking at the sample person and she gets her space all good. And then what happens is her ex-husband just like shuts down her spiritual path and just like puts these giant walls ahead of her on her spiritual path. And she's just like kicking at the wall, like, what's going on? So, you just have to melt away the obstacles off your spiritual path. Don't like run at them and try to kick them. And, it's like, it just doesn't work. That's a resistant thing. So you have to just melt the walls. You could blow them up maybe if you're non-resistant enough, but melting is always nice, with gold light. So your spiritual path, you just imagine it's like a road that's just for you, and there is a part of your spirit on your spiritual path at all times. And it's just a nice way to check, like, am I moving forward? Am I making progress? And if you're moving forward really well, chances are your productivity is pretty good that day. If you're kind of like spinning around, looking confused, not looking forward, your productivity is probably pretty off that day. So just look at your spiritual path road that's just for you and look at yourself on it. Just imagine, are you on your path? Because if you're lost, then you could be on a side road off of your spiritual path. So just, you could say, angels, help me to be on my spiritual path and be moving forward on my spiritual path. That way, if you're lost on a side road, your angels will just plunk you back on your spiritual path. All right, but now go ahead and melt away any obstacles anywhere on your spiritual path. Because if you have heavy stuff that you're dragging behind you, that'll get in your way. But, the client I was looking at, her ex-husband just puts these giant obstacle walls in front of her on her spiritual path. And then she's like kicking and struggling and going, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get stuff done? All right, so just lots of gold light, both directions, all around you on your, give yourself a little healing on your spiritual path. Say, hey, it's okay, you're doing great. And then melt away backwards and forwards, gold fire in both directions on your spiritual path. You just want to melt away anything you're dragging with you forward that's a burden, and you want to melt away anything that's blocking you ahead of you on your spiritual path, so that you can just feel lighter and have it be just easier and simpler to make progress, right? So what is this? This is unblocking your spiritual path, basically. Just, and also the sky above you on your spiritual path, maybe it looks all heavy and weird, so just melt away the junk above you on your spiritual path so that there's no like weird, heavy, ominous clouds above you. And you can lift up all the junk, lift it all up, go, angels, here you go. Lift up the junk that is healthy and gentle to remove right now and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift up the junk on your spiritual path, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Right, good job. So we did unblocking of the spiritual path. Behind you, around you, above you, in front of you. So the whole thing. Because that's, I would say it's, how can someone affect you? How can energies derail you just within your aura, within your grounding, chakras, all that stuff, but then also on your spiritual path to different places that you can be sort of unnecessarily delayed or distracted, or it just makes things not feel good. I don't know why. I mean, you'd think ideally that your inner, if you get your aura fine, then your spiritual path would be fine, but I haven't seen it to be true. I mean, yeah, getting your aura and your chakras fine does help your spiritual path, but I think it's good to actually explicitly check your spiritual path, because sometimes your aura and chakras are fine, but your spiritual path, someone's there blocking that up, that you wouldn't have noticed if you didn't just explicitly check it. So I think we're wrapping up. I'm just going to comb through. You can redo your buffer zones again, and comb through your aura. You want to kind of calm the chaos in your aura. Like, you should have flow, your energy flowing, but like just you, and if it's just you in your space, then there's sort of a grace to it all and like an orderliness to it all. So just calm out the chaos, just melt away the chaos in your aura, in your chakras. There's sort of a like silence is golden kind of idea when it's just you. And do the same thing with your grounding. Just ground out the chaos, melt it away. And I don't care how many kids you have, you can still do this, because your kids shouldn't be in your energy field. I mean, if you have small kids, 13 and younger, you have a first chakra cord to them, but that's it. So that's not enough to, you can still melt away the chaos in your aura. And if you have kids, this is probably extra important to do. But 6 pets too, same thing. And to the world, there's so many influences in the world that can be triggering or invasive. And so just comb through everything, melt away all the chaos, melt away your triggered energy blocks in front. And melt away all the chaos wherever it is in your energy field, your aura in the back, in your grounding. Melt away the chaos. And you can just say, angels, please give me a healing. And that's kind of a nice wrap up, because then if you left something undone, your angels will help. All right, good job. We did it. That's a healing. Woohoo! All right, so that last part was clear out the chaos. And everywhere. All right, great job, guys. Woo-hoo. So I'm going to read through if you have any comments about the healing. Like, how are you feeling right now? How was this healing for you? Did I heal you? Did you also heal yourself? Or did I not heal you and you healed yourself only? If you want to share that information, like how you feel right now, what was your favorite part of the healing? If you have a follow-up question about the healing, so it's not like any question in the universe, unless you're a newbie. If I've never worked with you before, I can take a quick look at your energy field, let you know what you should work on. But in general, try to keep it to follow-up questions about the healing, unless you're a newbie and therefore you don't know what to say, and so I can just look at your energy. And like I said, there will be an actual real full Q&A in 2 days, on Sunday after the healing. After the Sunday healing, there'll be a separate Q&A live stream. So this is just, follow-up questions about something I said or a comment about how you feel. So let me see, I'm catching up on comments. Good morning, it's 1 p.m. over here, yes, on the East Coast. I got really tired around 11 a.m., 2 hours before the healing. Thank you for the healing. Yeah, the back of your grounding blocked up, and you had a teeny bit of aura damage that you got at that time as well. So it made you pop out. Someone says, hi Janet, can your aura have entities in it? Sure. And what if it's beyond repair? There's no such thing as being beyond repair. So that's an impossible scenario. Entities are invasive beings, so I talked about those a million times in the healing. It could be that you're just not aware that that's another word for the same thing. So, but that's what I've been talking about the whole time. So yeah, of course, anybody's aura can have little invasive beings in it. Entity may sound a little extra spooky, even though it's the same thing. So I tend to try to be as less spooky as I can, just because fear is very counterproductive. So, so yeah. But we used a lot of techniques in this healing that remove beings, vacuum boxes, sticky gold wax, being ice cubes, freezing them with your intention, turning them to ice cubes and handing them to your angels, clearing invasive agreements clearing unhealthy agreements that you may actually have on a subconscious level with some of these beings. We did that. Asking your angels to recycle the beings, we did that. So yes, it is possible. Even likely that you have some invasive beings in your space, but it's okay. I mean, when you think about it, you're pretty, you're fairly productive already. You function in your life properly with the beings there. So it's not like, oh my God, I'm going to die if I can't move this being right now. So try to just be centered and, logical and, you know, work on your basics, like work on your aura repair first, and then your grounding, just like we did in this healing. Because if your aura is not repaired and you don't have good wide flowing grounding, you're not going to really have much leverage to get anything out of your space. So you're just going to be like chasing your tail. So first do aura repair, which that person who wrote the comment definitely needs, and then get a wide flowing grounding, especially in the back, and then, you know, do some of the techniques that we used in the healing. So you could just repeat the healing basically that we just did. Someone says, hi Janet, good morning. Thank you for the healing session. You're welcome. I'm glad you followed along. Someone says, hi Janet and everyone. Hello, hello. Someone says, hi Janet. Hello, hello. Blessings everyone. Someone says that third layer work felt really good. Oh, good. Yeah, third layer, third aura layer helps your third chakra. Glad, thanks for the feedback. So now you know you can do that on your own. You can unblock your third layer, keep doing that. Because, you know, people just forget that the aura layer is just as important as the chakra itself. It's like the chakra, you know, a big part of the chakra function is to keep the energy moving in that aura layer. So if the aura layer is super blocked, the chakra can't, it's really hard for the chakra to do its job. So, you know, taking care of both the aura layer and the chakra is the most effective way to really move forward faster. So it says, thanks, Janet. I got really triggered in the middle of the healing where I couldn't focus at all, but the being removal helped with that. Aha! I assume it was just beings. Yes, it was. You healed me and I healed me. Yes. So yeah, so little invasive beings can be very pesky and annoying, and so that's why we get rid of them. And so good job. Someone says, I feel less avoidant. Aha! Yay! Also, my back of my skull and shoulders feel lighter. Yes, that's because we did the good karma window part of the healing. So you could, you know, maybe repeat that like twice a week for a little bit, the good karma windows part. Because I think the more you do it, the more you'll clear and the more you'll move in. So it says, hi Janet, both you healed me and I healed myself for some of this. I'm feeling tired, but have been all week. Yeah, there's something about your astral, what you're doing on the astral. It's not like half of it, you're going somewhere where the angels are like, what are you doing? I think it's like you think it's like some creative collaborative space with like these two other people that you're working with, but it's a bad astral level, so it's a bad idea. And your angels are like, hello, you know, it's good to have standards, you know, like say you are collaborating creatively with other people, you might want to work on that in your sleep with them, but only go to astral levels with them that your angels pick. And you can always, you know, suggest to the other people, well, hey, you know, my angels are picking an astral level that'll help our productivity and clarity much more, you know, and then chances are the other people will be like, oh, well, why didn't you say that? You know? So yeah, just, there's half of each night you're going to this like really bizarro astral level that's supposed to be for creativity, but it's not at all. It's just that the people that you're working with think it is. So, but they don't listen to their angels very well. So I think that's gonna resolve a bunch. And that's something that you can check, you know, okay, so here's all the time I have, you know, in my sleep last night. Was I the whole time in different places with my angels? Are my angels okay with every single place I went last night in my sleep? Because you can bring your angels with you, but your angels are like, we told you, we should leave this place. It's not healthy, you know? So you want to make sure you get like a good, you know, a good score from your angels for the whole night. Everywhere you went was angel approved. All right, I hope that helps. Someone says, I had an agreement in a cell metal box and made me uneasy recycling them. Okay, so you had a being agreement and you didn't want to recycle them because they were in your chakras making you feel weird at the same time. That's the thing. I mean, if an invasive being has access to your chakras because they're invasive, they can of course make you feel uneasy. I mean, your chakras define how you feel and how you think. So if there's a being in there, you know, crunching you here, then you'll feel like, oh, this is bad, I shouldn't be doing this. Or, oh, you know, I feel like I need to clean my whole house instead of doing this meditation, you know. A being can make you want to eat a whole bag of chips or something. I mean, you know, it's so easy. They just, because they're in your, you know, they're in your brain kind of, you know. So if there's an unhealthy being, obviously you'd want to recycle it. So, you know, even if you're feeling like, oh, that's a terrible thing to do. Because see, recycling is very humble. You're asking your angels to do it. So if angels think, oh, this being is just confused, and if we send him on his way, he'll be fine, he won't harm anyone, then that's what your angels are going to do. They're not going to destroy the being just because you said. You know, that's why recycling is what I suggest to people, because it's very humble. You're not actually, you know, with your ego deciding this being has no future, you know, you're saying, well, probably because he's messing with me, you know. So you ask your angels to recycle him, and then they do what they feel is best, your angels. So there's no logical reason to feel uneasy about it. You know, the reason you're feeling uneasy is because they're screwing with your chakras at the same time. So I hope that makes sense. The person that wrote that, you have aura damage, significant aura damage. So that's why the chakras, the beings have such access to your chakras, affecting your thoughts and feelings. So step one, before you mess with removing beings, just work on aura repair. So that was pretty early on in this healing. You could, if you want, there's just an 18-minute standalone video you could use a bunch called Gold Buffer Zones. If you search Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones, you'll find it. And it's also linked under the healing summary under every major live stream I do. Like right now, it's not because it's live right now, but within a day in the comment section, there'll be the detailed healing summary. And below that in the same comment will be optional video links. And there'll be the 18-minute Gold Buffer Zone video there. But you can just search right now, Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones, and you'll find it. And that teaches aura repair and also the companion technique of Gold Buffer Zones. And you can repair your aura a couple times over maybe 2 days, and then post underneath, can you please check my aura repair work? And I'll be happy to double check, make sure you got it all repaired. But yeah, you do not have chakra damage, but you do have like up here and here, that's like these big scoop out parts in your aura. So that's why you feel really weird doing anything like that. So that's fine. Just back up and work on aura repair first. Make sure you get that good. Someone says, that felt really good. Thank you. Early during the basics, I felt a nice opening in the back of my 4th chakra. That's nice. I wonder if that was during the good karma windows part, or just because of some aura repair and unblocking that we did. But I'm glad it helped. So it says, thank you for the healing. I feel great. I will do the video again. Any area I should focus on for presenting and being on time. Productivity. Love these group healings. I mean, I would just say it's not a, just, you know how we did it with the productivity piles. So that would be, there's certain levels of productivity that you're already good at, and the being on time and the time management part, you know, those would be the piles that you're not so good at yet. And so when we worked with productivity piles, you know, and we looked at what energy blocks make the challenging stuff challenging, and then we moved out those energy blocks and melted them, removed them out, melted them, and then we did a big pile where you know, you put in a pile all the energy blocks that people are courting, all your productivity energy blocks that are still there because people are courting them, and then, you know, melt away the cords and then melt those blocks. So yeah, the productivity piles work, you could do extra. And that'll be in the healing summary, you know, where I list that section. Although I think, you know, what we did right at the end, you know, in the last 5 minutes of the healing, the clearing out the chaos, you could really keep doing that too. Yeah, so I would say everything helps, but then a little extra, the productivity piles work that we did, and then at the bottom, at the end, the clearing out the chaos from your aura, etc. Okay, someone says, hi, Janet, and then you mention your name. Thank you. Do you think I have invasive being in my chakras or only blockage? Thank you. Yeah, everybody. I could find an invasive being affecting even the Dalai Lama, some of his chakras. You know, like it's just they're these little pesky things. It's like, you know, so it's not that someone has no issue, you know, you can always work more on that kind of thing. I mean, I would say overall, your aura is nicely repaired, so it's not leaking energy. Your Wei Qi aura is actually, you could work more on Wei Qi aura repair. So we did that after, you know, when we, in the aura repair section that we did first the 2 regular auras, and then we did it all over again for the 15 Wei Qi auras. Do that part more for the 15 Wei Qi auras, because you have at least maybe half of your Wei Qi auras in the front are just completely ripped up. And maybe a third of them are ripped up in the upper back. So I would say Wei Qi aura repair. W-E-I, Wei Qi aura repair. Wei Qi is a natural defensive energy, like strong boundaries energy. And there are these extra auras that you have as a spirit, 15 of them, that generate this Wei Qi energy, and you can repair it. So I think that would be actually the number one thing I would suggest for you. And then right now you're in 7 through 3, so you're fairly present. You're present in physical body chakra 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. But you need that Wei Qi aura work so much that you might even get into your second chakra just by doing Wei Qi aura repair. It seems like you're not so aware of your legs and being present in your legs, because your astral body has legs and you want the astral body legs to fit in the physical body legs rather than like float in front of them. So I do have a separate video called Earth Energy Up Legs that I think it might be nice for you to just watch it, because it's discussion, but then it shows you how to just kind of imagine the red earth energy coming up your legs and unblock that area around your legs. So if you search Janet Wright Earth Energy Up Legs, it's just this simple 11-minute video, but I think it could help you to be more aware of your legs and work to get more present there. So I think Wei Qi aura repair and working on your legs more. So yeah, I don't think, I mean, beings is just something you remove, but it's not like the point. The point is you being present and safe and whole and productive and happy in your life. So I don't think you have to focus more than we did today on, you know, removing beings. I think it's just, you know, you do it along with all the other stuff. But yeah, top stuff would be Wei Qi aura repair for you and legs. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says, I felt heavy triggering energy starting to dissolve, so it was a relief. Good, I'm glad. And you healed yourself. By the way, thanks for introducing me to the idea of gentle healing. Sometimes I forget I need to stop and rest. Yeah, you know, me too. Resting is something that, yeah, I was never taught that growing up. It was always like, do this, do this, do this. There was no like, well, you've done a lot, you should rest now. It was the concept of it, that people might actually need rest, you know, kind of like you need vitamins, or you need healthy food, or you need, you know, like, it was not taught as a need. I think because, you know, some people can be really neurotic and not understand that, and so then they don't teach it to their kids, obviously. You know, so yeah, so that's a new sort of revelation for me too, that rest can be strengthening. So it's nice. Yeah, sometimes people need to stop and rest. That's true. Well, good. I'm glad this helped. Thanks for the feedback. Someone says, yes, every time I watch your leg healing video, it first feels perfect and whole to me. Interesting. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, well, your angels like that. Someone says, we may be broken energetically in case of feeling lost in life, not understanding life, purpose, mission, place in the world. What may be broken energetically in case of feeling lost in life, not understanding life, purpose, mission, place in the world? Many things can cause that. Chakra damage can cause that, aura damage can cause that, lack of grounding can cause that. Also, your spiritual path being, full of junk can cause that. So, yeah, all of the above. Everything we did today. If some of that is left out, then you could feel, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you don't have to know, okay, my mission in life is bam, to be on track and be moving forward. But when you're on track and moving forward, typically you do feel kind of good, So it's okay if you don't have like a mission statement, this is my purpose in life, if you're on your path moving forward, you're healing your chakras, you're healing your aura, you're getting there, and the sense of your identity and your wholeness and your sense of that you're headed in the right direction evolves as you get more present, as you get more whole and safe, as you unblock your path more. So I'd say for you personally, if you keep working your heart chakra, because I think sometimes your heart chakra gets really, 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 really heavy. It becomes like a vacuum and it sucks up everybody else's blocked energy. So just be like, hey, this is my heart chakra, it's just for me, I'm gonna let it spin and shine because I'm a good person, I'm okay. And then unblock your path, get everybody's junk off it, just lots of gold light. So I think your heart chakra and your path, maybe seventh chakra is important for purpose, but I think your seventh chakra isn't as much of an issue as your heart chakra and your path, your spiritual path, that road that's just for you. So just unblock this more, unblock your path more. But it comes over time. It's not like you get hit over the head with, oh my God, I understand my life now. And I would say too, I had to remind this to somebody recently, when you're feeling particularly bad, that is not the time to try to get a sense of your life as a whole and give yourself a report card about what's going wrong in your life and your self-worth as a person, right? If you feel really bad, don't go big picture and think all that stuff, because it will be sour and dumpy and you'll just be bumming yourself out for no good reason. So when you're not feeling right, just do basics, comforting stuff like repair, healing, grounding, safe, comforting things like watch something funny, or eat healthy food, take a nap, just comfort. Think of what's your one next step ahead of you rather than assessing the quality of your entire life at that moment. Wait till you feel really strong and balanced, and then you can, think big picture. Because then, you could have some nice insight. If you're already strong and balanced, you're more capable of accurate insight. So I hope that helps. So we have 2 more healings on productivity in 2 days on Sunday and 2 days on Tuesday. So I think I'm going to wrap up now. So thank you, everybody, for your comments, and I enjoyed working with you guys. So yeah, I'll see you in 2 days if you want, when I'll be doing productivity healing 2 of 3. Okay. Oh, and I will do an animal cam right now just to show you our doggies that I've been talking about. They're in those little carriers right there. Oops, wait, over here. So this one is Daisy, our female beagle, and this one is Izzy, who is our youngest beagle. He's a boy. And then you may see Abel walking around because he just walks around. So yeah. So we'll just have a minute of animal cam, maybe half a minute. We'll see. So I'll go and get them out of their little houses. All right. So you're awesome. Here come my beagles. So let's see, get a close-up maybe. There's Izzy Busy. Izzy! Yeah, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yeah, it's a very good boy. And there is Daisy, who is compulsively drinking the entire water bowl. So I need to go over there and stop her. All right, bye. Have a really good day. Oh, and again, if you wanted to subscribe to that personal channel that I have, it's called Janet's Pineapple Time. I'll link it below too. Okay, bye.